Okay, so AUDUSD 2018, let's make the backtesting part 1. So, starting from the daily time frame, what is the situation at the moment? Do you have any strategy here from a daily perspective? No. Do you have any strategy from a weekly perspective? No. So everything at the moment, you don't really have anything. Let's just keep going. The market obviously didn't retrace to the 382, so we never had the ICI strategy. The market just continues to the upside. We are now at the previous high. Let's see what we have from a weekly perspective. Let's see if we have any strategy from a weekly perspective. Now on the weekly time frame, it seems we have a little bit of weird W formation, like down, up, pretty weird, but we are reaching the previous high. We can be looking for a retest of this level. This is clear structure from a weekly perspective, right? We have support, resistance, support at this level. We can expect the market to go and test it, but on the 4-hour time frame. Now keep in mind, as usual guys, I will not be removing indicators every time. Just ignore them on all time frame except for the 4-hour time frame where we have to check for the environment. So let's wait for the environment to change and see when we can take a short on AUDUSD to test this weekly level. So everything is still bullish. Okay, this is the exact moment in which everything changed. EMA is cut for short, must be below the 0. Perfect. Where is the structure? So the structure is here, right? Here is exactly where you have the previous support, now turn resistance. So there is where we can take our short. Now when it comes to our overall take profit to the downside, we already know that it's here. We have our nice 1 to 3 risk reward, pretty simple, is protected by 2 structure levels. One is here, the other one is here. So stop loss is protected way above the structures. Perfect. Everything is looking pretty nice for a push to the downside. Let's see what kind of reaction we get. Okay, the market reacted well. We are now risk free on the trade. Let's see if it goes to take profit. Okay, so overall first trade went well. 1 to 3 risk reward, and we are out. Let's keep going. Let's see what we have here from a daily perspective. Nothing really interesting. Let's just keep going. Okay, so here the market just made a push to the upside. Okay, so here we have a nice impulse, nice correction. We could expect the next impulse to the downside, right? There's just one thing that I want to check from a weekly perspective, if we actually have the possibility to take an ICI to the downside. Now, if we go here in the weekly time frame, what kind of situation do we actually have? So let's first see how this weekly candle will close. Okay, so this is how the weekly candle closes. So since it closed like this, can we be looking for a possible ICI to the downside? So we knew that this was clear structure, right? It's hard to identify if the market actually broke it or not to the downside, but it seemed, I mean, this candle here clearly broke below the structure. This one retested, don't really know, it didn't, for sure it didn't break to the upside, but it seems it actually didn't succeed in breaking back up. Let's see what happens if we take our Fibonacci from the low to the high. Okay, so we are actually above all the Fibonacci levels. So we need to wait for a clear daily signal that actually the market is ready to make a possible push to the downside. At least from a daily perspective, if we want to see this ICI to the downside complete, we need to see a daily break back below this area. Let's see if we get it, and if we get it, we can go down on the 4 hours and look for an entry. Okay, so now the daily candle closed back below the structure. We can expect this ICI to the downside to complete. Let's go down on the 4 hours and see what kind of structure we get on the 4 hours to take a possible trade. Now here on the 4-hour time frame, everything is just cut for bearish actually. So this is the exact moment in which we actually have to take a trade. Now where is the structure? The structure is here, right? We have this support here, support, all that support is to resistance. So if the market will retest this area, we can take a nice short for the completion of the ICI to the downside. So our stop loss, where our stop loss will be, it will be above this high, right? What about our overall take profit to the downside? Well, pretty simple, just according to rules. Fibonacci on the retracement, minus 27 will be our overall downside target. And let's see how this trade goes. Okay, so we are in the trade as soon as the market opens, because this was obviously a Friday. The market started a nice push to the downside. We are now risk-free on the trade. Let's see if this ends up being a good profit or ends up being a break-even. Okay, so this ends up being a break-even trade. The market went back to our entry. Now, from a daily perspective, we have to see if something changed, and then we also have to see if something changed from a 4-hour perspective. So on the daily time frame, nothing really changed. We still want to see the ICI to the downside to complete. On the 4-hour time frame, did anything change? No, but we can't be taking the short yet, right? We need to wait. Okay, that is the exact moment in which we can be looking for the short. Why? Because we have new structure, right? We have this new structure here, this previous resistance, again resistance, break above, break back below, retest of the level. The market clearly showed also that it wants to respect it. So what we can do, we can take another short. Where will be our stop loss? Well, our stop loss will be above this level. What about our take profit? Well, our take profit will be at the -27, right? Now we can obviously be taking our stop loss a little bit higher, but I want to check the actual take profit. Taking our Fibonacci from the high to the low, the -27 is here, but this is AUDUSD, right? So on AUDUSD, we still have the strong numbers. So here we have 0.20 is here. So strong number 20 is here. So our take profit is the first strong number above the -27. Let's see if we still get a -27. Otherwise, we will just, let's see if we get a 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, we will just use the -27. And yeah, seems we can still get a 1, 2, 3 with a stop loss protected by structure. So we can be looking at this setup to the downside. Okay, so this is the situation on, actually also this take profit was here. So let's see what is the situation here. Let's see if this will be a loss or if the market will move to our side. So a little bit in drawdown, market moves down. Okay, we are obviously now risk-free. Let's see if it will be a win or if it will go back to our entry. Okay, so the market overall went to the downside. Pretty nice. Okay, so let's keep going and see what kind of setup we actually can get. So the market breaks above. At the moment, it is above structure, but with an ICI to the downside with support here. Obviously, we can't be looking either for a long nor for a short. Break back below, pretty shitty price action here. Now let's see what kind of here we can be looking for an ICI to the downside, right? But let's see on the 4 hours what kind of situation we get. No, obviously we can't be taking the short because we will never get a 1, 2, 3 risk to reward. Okay, we got a deeper retracement. Let's see if the market shows an entry. So we could be looking for a short from here, okay, on the retest of the structure, right? This previous support here to resistance with a stop loss above the high. The problem is the take profit. We will not get a 1, 2, 3. I mean, we could use instead of the -27, the -61.8. So taking take profit 2 instead of take profit 1. So that is the only thing we can really do here to see if to basically be able to take this setup. But let's see what will happen. Okay, so we never got triggered. Perfect. Okay, so let's just delete it and let's see what is going on. Obviously, now that the market reached exactly the previous low, we can't be looking for the entry. Let's see what happens. So the market makes a big push to the upside and just big push down. Pretty bad price action here in this year, basically on AUDUSD. Let's see what we have here from a daily perspective because I just spotted a nice ICI. So the market made a nice retracement. Okay, impulse from here, impulse, retracement, back to the previous structure. We expect the next impulse to the downside, right? So after the market started the impulse, what we can do? Again, let's go on the 4 hours and check for an entry. Can you be looking for an entry yet? Obviously not. We have to wait for a deeper retracement. So, okay, still nothing. Okay, this is a little bit weird price action. Okay, now we can definitely be looking for a short if the market will go for a retest of this level. Okay, if the market will now go back here, what we will have exactly previous support to resistance, and we expect continuation to the downside, right, for the completion of the ICI that we want to see from a daily perspective. Now in this case, since this retracement is so small, if we take a -27 here, we will obviously never have a 1, 2, 3 risk to reward. So we have to take our second target. So Let's see. Take entry is here, obviously, on the retest of the structure. What about our stop loss? Stop loss will be above the high. And as we said, we will never get a 1, 2, 3 here, but we can be looking for a take profit at the minus 27, since this first strong number above the minus 1.618 is 0.7420. So strong number. Let's see. Okay, the market went exactly to our take profit. Perfect, nice trade. This was a textbook ICI, except for the take profit that we decided to take at the second target instead of the first one, just because we would never get a 1, 2, 3, since this was a small retracement. That is what you can do if you have a small retracement. Let's see if we get any other kind of setups. Okay, so the market now created exactly a previous high. Now the market went down, up, down, equal high. We expect inverted head and shoulders and continuation to the upside. So minor retracement and an ICI to the upside, right? Impulse correction and impulse. Let's see if we get a retracement. We can definitely be looking for a setup here for a possible long position. So the market went down. If not the environment of the market changes back to the upside, we can definitely be looking for a possible long position. Okay, so at the moment we don't have any structure to actually take the trade. We have some structure here. Okay, so we could, I mean, the market is below the EMAs, so we still can. But if the 4-hour candle will close back above, we can be looking for a possible entry. Okay, so this 4-hour candle closed back above. Now let me see what kind of risk reward do we get if we take our entry from here. Stop loss obviously below this low. Where is the structure? The structure is here, right? We have the previous resistance, Nato's support. The market already retested. Stop loss below the low. What about our take profit? Our take profit, we have to take a Fibonacci from on the retracement, right, from the low to the high. Now, if we put our minus 27, our target at the 1.618, let's see what kind of risk to reward. Yeah, we can get a 1, 2, 3. So this looks like a good setup because we can get a 1, 2, 3. We are targeting the minus 1.618. Obviously, we can target 0.7620 even if it's a strong number because we will never get a 1, 2, 3. So in this case, we have to be a little bit more risky and take it in this way. So minor drawdown, almost 50% of our overall risk drawdown. The market created new structure here, right? We have previous resistance, which the market now, if it will retest, it should continue to the upside and respect it as new support. Nice push to the upside. Okay, almost taking out break even on the trade. Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen here. This is a little bit, let me see what you have on the daily, because on the daily I believe we have an ICI. In fact, yes, on the daily we have a clear ICI to the upside, right? So on the daily we can expect another push to the upside. So what we can do, we can look for another entry, right? So how we can take another entry here now? Obviously the entry that we had to take was here. Why was here? Because look, previous resistance, now for support, there is where we have to take our entry. And the target of the first trade, we just keep it the same. But for the second trade, we can be looking for a higher target. Stop loss must be below this low here. And what about our target? Fibonacci from the low to the high. Let's see if we get a decent risk reward to the minus 27. No, we have to use the second target. And this is something that will happen over and over again when it comes to AUDUSD. Most times on AUDUSD, you will have to go for the second targets. And let's see what happens. Okay, so we already know that this one ends up being a loss. Yes, so this one here ended up being a loss. This one here ended up being a break even. This one break even, and this one a loss. Let's see if we get any other setups here on AUDUSD. Okay, that was pretty powerful. Definitely, we can expect this ICI to the upside to complete and the market to go higher. Let's see if we find an entry on the 4-hour time frame for this possible push to the upside. So if the market will go down for a retracement back to this area, we can definitely be looking for a buy position. Specifically, if we take our Fibonacci on this impulse that the market just created, the 382 is exactly at this level. So if the market will go to hit the 382, we can take a nice buy. Stop loss below the structure. We know that we have this structure candle here. The stop loss needs to be below it, so protected by structure. And what about our take profit? Simple Fibonacci on the retracement. Let's see if we get a 1, 2, 3 to the minus 37. In this case, we get it, so perfect. Let's see if the market will go for a retracement to the 382. Unfortunate. Okay, yeah, it seemed the market just started to push to the upside, but actually went back down. Okay, that was pretty bad. Okay, so the market went actually exactly to our stop loss and then continued higher. Sometimes it happens. We could have used obviously a lower stop loss. Probably yes. In this case, it was a mistake. But anyway, we will just keep it like this. And yeah, that is the situation basically. Let me just check one thing. Taking our Fibonacci from the high to the low. Yes, both. It was also protected by the -27. Clear manipulation. Sometimes it happens. The market overall, we were right with the direction, but wrong with the overall upside. With the entry when it comes to our stop loss placement, but it was below the structure. Okay, the structure was here. The market was supposed to stop here. It slipped all the way down before making a push to the upside. Sometimes it happens. It's perfectly fine. So 2 losses, 1 break even. So -2 plus 3 plus 3.4. We are up 1.4. 1.4. Another break even here. We are at 4.4. So 7.4 are return in the first part of 2018 on AUDUSD.